Hello, welcome to Tangle Time Arts. My name is Nana Heron, and I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And we are working our way through Inktober, and this is day 2. And if you haven't already gotten your packet, you can go online and I'll include the link in the description. But a special shout out to Stephanie Jennifer. Thank you. This is awesome. We're having so much fun. So day 2 of Inktober is called Mary Shel, and it kind of looks like this, Mary Shel by Alena Light. And it's a sweet little flower looking tangle. So we're gonna get started on that. Again, I'm trying to stick with mostly basic equipment, basic tools. So I have the regular black pen. I like the apprentice one. I have a number 2 pencil and a tortillon and a Zentangle tile in white. But I also have a Micron in red, and that's an 05. You can pick any color you'd like though. So maybe you want to do green or blue, or just stick with black. That's fine too. All right, let's get started. And we are going to jump right in here and use our pen. And we're just going to start with Mary Shel. All right, Mary Shel does kind of remind me of a shell. So it's very simple. We're just going to start with not a deep S, but like a thinner elongated one. And then we're going to do like a partial aura, starting at the point and following that S and coming back to the other point, like that. And then we're just going to add more auras. So we'll do kind of a thinner one there. And then we'll do a thicker one, followed by another thinner one and a thicker one. And then we're going to come over to this other side. Do you see how that kind of curves right there? And we are just going to kind of follow that loop around like that. And it could be, yours could be a little curvier if you want, or a little straighter. And then we're going to put in some auras with that as well. And I kind of like to alternate them. And then bring that down to the same point. And I think I'll add one more. I try to make it a little even on both sides. Then I think I'll add another one. We're kind of working on sort of like a bouquet. I'm going to try one over here, but I'm going to go the opposite way with my S. I'm going to start a little higher. I'm kind of touching that one, and that's okay. And then we'll do our partial aura. And then we're going to add some more. You might have more or less than I do, just depending on how large your Mary Shel is. And mine is probably kind of the size of the first section of my thumb there. So we're working kind of in the opposite direction. And I'm going to actually make that a little more of a point. And then come around. I'm going to follow through here. I'm going to rotate this a little bit more, and then we'll go back to our original S shape. and aura that. And then you might like to start on the other side. Just add some more auras. And when we meet up with the previous one, we're just going to lift our pen and kind of fly over to the other side here. All right, so now we have 3 little Mary Shel tangles here. And I'm just going to kind of add a stem. It's not really part of the tangle, but these definitely remind me of flowers. So I am just kind of adding a stem here and then inking in this area. And the same with our last one. You can widen your stems if you'd like. Sometimes I put them in and I have to add a little more strokes just to make it a little more even. Like that. We can go back in and add some detail. And I think I'll do that with the red pen. So before we get to the detail, I am going to add some little leaves for our little bouquet. And I've chosen Flux, but Maria's style. So for Flux, we're making a big curve here. And we come around like that. And then we're doing an aura of this curve. We have a nice round, almost like a ball on the end, but we'll add more, and those are going to be our cool little leaves. And then I'm going to add some more on the other side. So we're working in the reverse. The shape always kind of reminds me of like an apostrophe or a comma. So make a big curve coming around to like a circle and stop, then go back to the point. All right. Now I think we can switch to our red pen, or if you have a blue pen or a green pen, you can switch to any color or stick with black. I'm going to add some orbs in here. And then I'm just going to ink in these little spaces around the orbs. All right, and then I'm going to skip one and put orbs in this one. And these spaces are pretty small, so you have to be very patient. And I think Mary Shel would look great with some other botanical tangles as well. You could create a lovely bouquet with many different types of flower tangles. All right, so I have some orbs on the right side there, and I'm going to do that for this one too. And this is kind of my interpretation of Mary Shel. I'm going to skip and come over to here. Check on my little puppy. He's suddenly taking a nap. He's too quiet. And then maybe come down to this bottom one. These are going to be very small. And then this one was kind of flipped, so I'm going to put the little orbs on this side, on the left side. And fill in those in little spaces. Skip one and come over here. And this is optional with the orbs, but I just think it looks really cute. And then bounce down to the bottom here. Put some orbs in. All right. And then I think for the other areas, I'm actually going to just solidly ink them in. You could put orbs if you like, but I think I'm just going to add straight color to them. All right, and for this one, I'll add it right here. It's kind of hiding behind, so it's a little difficult to fill in. And then we've got one left, and same thing. I'm going to just add some solid color. And for the centers, I don't want to leave those empty, so I'm going to aura this nice teardrop shape on the inside, but with the red pen. And for the smallest one, I'm just going to ink that in. Yeah, the same here. This one's more pointy. Again, it's kind of open to interpretation. All right. And then for our leaf area, I think I'm just going to make some stripes here. And ink those in. If you would prefer, instead of stripes, you could put orbs in this area as well. So that's something you'll have to kind of decide. And we could add a couple orbs. For example, we could put one here and then put one here. Let's do one here like that, and maybe tuck one in here. And how about in here? Like that. All right. I'm going to switch back to my black pen for a little bit because sometimes I like to add just a little bit of detail here. Almost like an apostrophe or a comma type of shape. It's optional, you don't have to. But sometimes I just like to add it in there. All right, that looks pretty cool. And we've got the contrast of the red and the black. Now I am going to take my number 2 pencil and I'm just going to start adding some graphite all the way around, actually. I'm going to rotate as I go. So kind of take your time and just add graphite. We're just working on the outside right now. A little graphite there. So I feel like Inktober is really a time to experiment and try different things and have fun with it and really find your style. The first time I did October was way back in 2020 during the pandemic. And that's when I really started to develop my own style. So because we're learning a tangle a day, it it really helps you discover what types of tangles you like best, which ones are easy for you, uh, which ones you keep going back to again and again, things like that. All right. So we have graphite on the outside, and then I'm going to put some on the inside here. Kind of cool. This kind of makes a heart-like shape. Sweet. And then I'm going to add a little graphite to this area because this one is over this one. And then maybe a little graphite here because this comes over the other side. And let's see, some graphite here. There we go. And then we added ink here, so we don't need to add graphite, but if you did not add ink, you could put in some graphite there. All right. Then we'll switch to our tortillon. I'm going to start on the inside here. And this is just a very relaxing, you just kind of rub it back and forth on the paper and blend the graphite into the paper. It's my favorite part. Okay, I'm gonna go over these parts in the Mary Shel. Don't these remind you a little bit of a shell, an actual shell? All right, and then we can start, you can start wherever you want to. I'm gonna start down here in the lower right and kind of work my way around the entire piece here. I'm gonna get down into those spaces. So when you're working your way around like this, you always start next to the ink line and then you pull it towards you, if that helps. So sometimes you're using little circular motions and sometimes it's like a back and forth and then bringing it towards you. And the closer it gets to you when you draw it to you, the lighter it gets. So it's going to be darker next to the ink line and lighter as it comes out. Okay. I'm just working my way around again, just making sure everything's kind of blended out. All right, so we have our cute little Mary Shel with some Flux-like leaves. I'm going to take my black pen and put my initials in there, or you could do it with your red or blue or green pen, whichever you chose. And let's see, I'm just gonna tuck my initials in here, like right at the bottom of the bouquet. All right. And then I'm going to flip it over. I always like to put my name and the date. And we're doing Inktober 2024. And this was day number 2. And this was Mary Shel. And I think it's just one L though. Um, Not like a shell. It's just one L, Mary Shel. And that is by Alena. It's an A. Alena Light. Alena Light. Thank you, Alena. And take a moment to really take a look at this cute new tangle that we just learned together today. We added a little color or not. Maybe you did yours in all black, and I'm sure it looks awesome too, because sometimes, a lot of times, I just like working in black and white. But today I felt like I needed a little color, so I went with red, just to make it more flower-like. It's very cute, very cute. And I could see you playing around with this and making a larger bouquet with a bunch of different types of botanical tangles. So I hope you had as much fun as I did learning this new tangle. This was new to me. Um, and we'll see tomorrow what day 3 has in store for us. It's always a surprise. And if you haven't downloaded your handout yet, please do so, because you can actually click on the links and see the step outs, which is super fun too. All right, thank you for joining me. This was cool. I had a lot of fun, and I hope you'll play around with this and let me know how it goes. All right, and I'll see you tomorrow. So have a great day, and thank you. And remember, I love you guys. Bye.